guys, I hope you're all doing really well. Today's video is going to be my long-awaited makeup inventory. So many of you requested that I did this video after I filmed my makeup collection, and I realised that I did sort of part one of my makeup inventory earlier this year, and I haven't done a full breakdown since I've been back properly. So what I've done is I've gone back to, I believe it was January 2023 that I did my last full makeup inventory. I will link that video here so you can go and watch it. But I've taken all of the numbers from that video, put it in a spreadsheet, and then I've gone through and added my numbers, my current numbers, onto that spreadsheet, so that in 6 months' time I can do an updated inventory and we've got all the numbers there ready. So without further ado, let's crack on with the makeup inventory. So starting off with foundations, at the last full inventory I had 7, and I still have 7. Obviously not the same 7, but I have my Iconic London Radiance Booster. This one is in the shade Caramel Glow. I have my Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation in the shade 4.0. This is my favourite foundation, but they've discontinued it, so this is the last one I have left. And then I've got 2 Revolution Conceal and Defines. One is in the shade F1 and this one is in the shade 5.7. This one, F1, I've got in my current Project 10 pan because I'm trying to use it up, and it's far too light for me on its own, but I did buy it as a mixer shade because it's basically their lightest shade that isn't white. So I mix it in with my Charlotte Tilbury to lighten it up a little bit for my winter shade. So again, this is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. It's probably not considered a foundation because it is extremely light coverage. I do use it mixed in with another foundation though, so again, it's more of a sort of general glowy base product, but I keep it in with my foundations. Then I have my, oh sorry, that one is in the shade 4 Medium. Then I have my Rimmel Lasting Radiance. This one is just the completely wrong shade for me. It is, which one is it? Soft Beige 200. It's way too dark, so I need to mix that in when summer rolls around. And then I have my e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. Again, this one is in the shade Fair 100. For concealer, I had 3 at the last update and I now have 3 as well. Again, not the same 3, but I have the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer. This one is in the shade Fair Warm. I then have my Revolution Conceal and Define in the shade C5.7, so that corresponds to the foundation that I have. And then I have this Collection 2000 in the shade Buttermilk, which is way too dark. I'm going to have to use this as a colour corrector rather than a concealer, and put it underneath concealer because it's not the right shade for me at all. For primer, last time I had 2, and this time I just have this one. It's the Revolution Super Base, and I thought this would be a dupe for the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Rich base. And I don't know if it is because I've never used the Bobbi Brown one, but this is what it looks like. And it looks like it would be quite dewy of a finish, but it is very much that silicone-y sort of primer. It's weird texture. It feels kind of moisturising, but you can definitely feel it's silicone based. Yeah, I haven't really used this one much at all, so I need to get going with using this in the next few months. For powders, I had 3 at the last update and I now have just 2. I've got this Fenty Beauty one, which is a powder foundation, and I've nearly finished this one as well. And this is in the shade 105. It's their Pro Filter line. And then I just have this Rimmel Stay Matte. I used to use this when I was in school. This is how long this product's been around. And it's just their transparent shade, which I kind of feel like isn't transparent. It definitely has a little bit of a sort of colour to it. But it works very nicely on my skin tone nevertheless. So I have just the 2 powders. Then for bronzers, I have 2, and I did have 2 at the last update as well. I've got this Charlotte Tilbury Cream Bronzer. This one's in the shade Fair Pale. If I can open it. You've seen this loads on my channel already. And then I have this Tarte Park Avenue Princess Amazonian clay. And this one is fairly new. It's sort of a bit more of a shimmery type bronzer. For blusher, I had 4 last time and I have 5 now. I think the one that I added would be this one, this P. Louise. I think this is the newest one in the shade Cutie Cake, and it's their liquid blush. I think I had the rest last time, but I'm not sure. My usage of blush, like specifically these ones, has slowed down a lot because I've been panning my lipsticks like a mad woman, and I've been using those on my cheeks rather than reaching for these blushes. So I definitely need to pay these some attention next year, I think. But I've got MAC's Well Dressed, which I do have pan on. I have MAC Fairly Precious, which is an extra dimension, and it's like a really nice shimmery peachy pink. I've got Rare Beauty's Bliss, and I have Stila Sheer Lilium, and so I've got 3 creamy liquids, and then I've got 2 powders. For highlighters, I had 6 last time and I only have 5 now, so I had to look back and see which one I had used up, which was my Hourglass ambient lighting one, if you remember that. But remaining, I have MAC Lightscapade, I've got MAC Oh Darling, I've got MAC Double Gleam, which I won't open because it's broken, it'll fall out. And then I've got my favourite highlighter ever, which is Becca Champagne Pop. And then I've got one liquid wand here, Charlotte Tilbury. God, what's the shade called? Goldgasm. Which is so old. I need to use this up because it's obviously a cream. I need to pop this into my project pan, I think. Setting spray, I had 1 last time and I've got 1 this time. It's the NYX Dewy Finish. It's just the one I repurchase all the time. I used to love MAC's, what's their Fix Plus. But obviously I'm not trying to use I'm not trying to buy any MAC products because they're not technically cruelty free. And this one gives a very similar finish, so this is the one that I keep repurchasing. For single eyeshadows, I had 13 last time. I have 12 this time because I am absolutely heartbroken that I lost one of my Charlotte Tilbury Hypnotising Pop Shots, they're called. I still have this one, which is Cosmic Rocks, but I had the really nice light gold shade and I don't know where that went. I think it might have been in my Z palette, the one that I lost. So yeah, this is the one I have left, which is like a purple turquoise duochrome. It's very pretty. And then I have loads of MAC singles. I've got MAC Havana. I've got MAC Tempting. This one is Retrospect. This one is Wow Factor. A Scent of Glamour. This one is Beautiful Iris, one of my favourites. Blooming Mad. As you can tell, I like purples on my eyes. And this one is an MUA one in the shade 9. It's ridiculously old, but I will never get rid of it. It's so pretty. And I have this little MAC pigment in the shade Rose. And then I've got these two Topshop ones. This one's broken. It's in the shade Wax and Wane, and this one is in the shade Shuffle the Cards. And I'm going to make it my mission in 2025 to get some of these moved out. I'm going to pick a palette in my Pan That palette that works with some of these single eyeshadows so I can get some of them moved out, because some of them are seriously old. I actually didn't include this product category last time. For some reason I must have forgotten, but these are my eyeliners and I have 5. I've got 2 browns, a black, this sort of beigey camel colour, and then this reddish brown. These 2 I'm working on in a project, so they should be gone soon, and then I'll just have these 3. But yeah, I've got 5 in total at the moment. For eyeshadow palettes, I had 4 last time and I have 5 now. The reason being, as I said, I lost my Little Z palette, but I also purchased 2 of these little mini Urban Decay palettes maybe like a year or so ago. This one is the one I've been panning this year, the Naked Half Baked, and this one is Naked Foxy, and I really like both, so they were great purchases. Then I have what's left of my Tartelette palette. I have my Big Z palette with some of my Makeup Geek shadows that are left. And then I have my EYN Nude Big palette that again was in a Pan That palette a few years ago. For mascara, I had 1 last time. I have 1 now. I very rarely have more than 1 mascara on the go, to be honest, because I just find it quite boring step in my routine. As long as it's black and gives me volume, then I'm happy. So this is the Rimmel Thrill Seeker. Did I already say that? And then for brow products, I had 3 last time. I now only have 2, and one of them you won't have seen yet because I literally bought it a couple of days ago. So I've got my NYX Thick It Slick It, which is in my Project 10 pan. And because I know that this is going to be empty very soon, I purchased a new product. This is the MUA Brow Define Micro Precision Eyebrow Pencil in the shade Blonde, I think. I don't know where the shade is. Pretty sure it was blonde. And yeah, I thought this would be quite a nice change just to add a little bit of definition. It's super, super fine. So we'll see how we get on with that. For lip glosses, it says I had 4 last time. I can only find 2, and I haven't got a clue where the other ones went. I know I used up a MAC one from the Mariah Carey collection, but yeah, these are the 2 that I have in my possession at the minute. So I've got my literally like decade-old lip gloss from Tanya Burr called Afternoon Tea, and then I have this Fenty Heat Gloss Bomb. For lip liners, I had 3 last time. I've only got 2 now. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude. As you can see, it's very nearly done. So I purchased a new one of the Fenty Beauty Peanut Butter. No, that's a lie. Is that peanut butter? Yes, it is. Sorry. Traced Out Lip Liner and Peanut Butter. Which is a fairly similar shade. It's slightly warmer than Iconic Nude. And I'll almost definitely repurchase Iconic Nude at some point. So I'll pretty much still have 2, I would imagine. Then moving on to lipsticks. Now, this is a category I've been putting off updating you on because my daughter, bless her heart, she's 19 months. She is fascinated with my lipsticks, and she takes them out of my holder and stashes them in her room and in all sorts. So I can't be sure that this is the correct total of lipsticks that I have. At the last update I had 27, and the ones I have in my physical possession right now, I have 26. And I have purchased quite a few since that last inventory was filmed. I know for sure I have got a MAC lipstick called McKizzle from the Mariah Carey collection, and that is not in here, so I don't know where she's put that. I also have another little mini Lady Danger, which she's obviously got her hands on and hidden somewhere, bless her. So yeah, take that number with a pinch of salt because I'm sure they'll turn up here or there. But I'm going with 26. That's the number I'm going to go for in case I can't find those lipsticks. So I've got 5 liquid lipsticks here. I've got my Stila ones in Baci and Caramello. I've got Fenty Beauty in Breadwinner. Jeffree Star Nude. This one is MAC Red Jade. And then this lipstick here is from Fenty Beauty. It's called Blazed Donut. And then the ones in my caddy. Oh, I know I've got a Charlotte Tilbury one in English Beauty that's downstairs, which she took, moved downstairs. So actually, let's call it 27 because I actually know where that one is. This one's in the Queen, and then I've got all my old MAC lipsticks, which I won't go through because I went through them in my makeup collection. I will link that video here. But yeah, those are my lip products. And this is the other little section of lip products that I have. And these are the most recently purchased sort of lipsticks in my collection. I went on a bit of a mad buying spree postpartum. That's what I'm blaming it on anyway. So I've got these NYX ones. They're like the click up pens. And then I just have this e.l.f. one, Pout Clout Lip Plumping Pen. This is a plumping one. The NYX ones don't plump. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, then please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye!